How to deal with disrespect. Disrespect is a common challenge we all face, and it can be very upsetting and frustrating. However, what if we could learn from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us how to handle difficult situations with wisdom and grace? In this video, we'll explore 10 practical Stoic principles that can help us cope with disrespect more effectively. As always, I challenge you to stay strong and watch until the end of the video. Let's begin. 1. Keep your calm. Stoics stay calm. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that we are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by how we think about what happens to us. As Epictetus said, people are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. This means that disrespect is not inherently harmful or offensive. It is our interpretation and judgment of it that make us feel hurt or angry. When someone disrespects you, remember that their behavior is a result of their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions, not a reflection of your true value or worth. This can help you keep your calm and not let their disrespect affect your emotional state. 2. Reflect on yourself. Stoics reflect on themselves. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the practice of self-reflection and self-examination. The Stoics believe that the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives, and that we should always strive to improve ourselves and our actions. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you face disrespect, it is essential to reflect on yourself and ask questions like, is there any truth in what the person said or did? Did I do or say anything that provoked this situation? How can I respond in a way that is consistent with my values and virtues? By reflecting on yourself and the situation objectively, you can gain a better understanding of the event and your role in it. Self-reflection is a Stoic way of ensuring that your responses are based on rational judgment rather than impulsive reactions. It helps you learn from the situation and promotes personal growth and wisdom. 3. Learn to pause. Stoics learn to pause. Seneca once said, "Whenever you are angry, be assured that it is not only a present evil, but that you have increased a habit." Stoics believe in the importance of self-control and rationality. They argue that impulsive reactions driven by intense emotions like anger or frustration often lead to poor decisions and unnecessary suffering. When faced with disrespect, the Stoic approach encourages you to avoid reacting impulsively. Instead, take a moment to pause and collect your thoughts. This pause allows you to regain control over your emotions and gives you the opportunity to respond in a more measured and thoughtful manner. By resisting the impulse to react immediately, you can better align your response with Stoic principles of wisdom and self-control. This approach often leads to more constructive and less emotionally charged interactions when faced with disrespect. Pausing is a key Stoic strategy to maintain composure and make rational decisions when confronted with disrespect, ultimately leading to more positive outcomes and personal growth. 4. Have empathy. Stoics have empathy. Epictetus, another influential Stoic philosopher, said, "Seek not the good in external things, seek it in yourselves." Stoics believe in the interconnectedness of humanity, and that understanding the motivations and emotions of others can lead to better interactions and personal growth. When someone shows disrespect, Stoicism suggests practicing empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their perspective. Empathy can help you see the situation from a different angle and realize that the person's disrespect may not be personal or intentional. It may be caused by their own insecurities, fears, or ignorance. Empathy can also help you feel compassion for the person and reduce your negative feelings towards them. By empathizing with the person who disrespected you, you can avoid taking their words or actions personally and respond in a more respectful and dignified manner. Empathy helps you to understand the person's perspective, feelings, and motivations. Instead of getting angry or defensive, you can respond with kindness and respect. This way, you can avoid escalating the conflict and maintain your dignity. Empathy also reflects the Stoic principles of wisdom, compassion, and self-improvement. It enables you to learn from challenging situations and grow as a person. By practicing empathy, you can cope with disrespect in a more positive and constructive way. Before I proceed, count yourself as an exception for making it this far into the video. Now that you have shown how strong you are, let's make it till the end of the video. 5. Concentrate on virtue. Stoicism is based on virtue. One of the main ideas of Stoicism is to develop virtues such as wisdom and courage. These are the qualities that help us live well and act rightly. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, wrote that virtue is nothing else than right reason. This means that being virtuous is the same as being rational and consistent with the natural order of things. Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good in life and that everything else is indifferent. When we face disrespect from others, Stoicism teaches us to focus on virtue in our response. This does not mean that we should ignore or tolerate the disrespect, but rather that we should respond in a way that reflects our Stoic values and principles. By focusing on virtue, we can avoid being influenced by our emotions, maintain our dignity and integrity, and grow as a person. Stoicism challenges us to be the best version of ourselves, even in difficult situations. 6. Embrace acceptance. Stoicism embraces acceptance. One of the key lessons of Stoicism is to accept the things that are not in our control, such as the disrespect of others. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has." This means that we should be grateful for what we have and not worry about what we lack. Stoicism also teaches us to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not, which is known as the Stoic dichotomy of control. We can only control our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, but not the external events or the behavior of others. Therefore, when we face disrespect, we should not let it affect our inner peace. Instead, we should accept it as a part of life and focus on what we can do to improve ourselves and our situation. By accepting disrespect with Stoicism, we can avoid unnecessary anger, frustration, and resentment. 7. Use humor. Sometimes a little laughter can go a long way. As the ancient philosopher Seneca once said, "You have mastered yourself when you know how to handle what shouldn't be taken too seriously." Stoicism teaches us to control our emotions and act rationally, but it also recognizes the value of humor in dealing with challenging situations. Humor can help us maintain our emotional balance and avoid getting overly angry or annoyed when someone disrespects us. Instead of letting our emotions take control, we can choose to respond with a witty remark or a playful joke. Of course, humor should be used appropriately and not excessively, but it can be a useful Stoic technique to handle disrespect in a way that leads to a more positive and peaceful outcome. 8. Set clear boundaries. Stoicism is about setting clear boundaries, not about being a doormat. It's about being a rock, standing firm in the face of disrespect and injustice, knowing your worth and demanding respect from others. A rock that controls what it can and lets go of what it can't. When someone disrespects you, you don't have to take it lying down, nor do you have to lash out in anger. You can be calm and assertive, explaining what they did wrong and how you expect to be treated. Setting clear and reasonable boundaries protects your dignity and self-respect. This is what Stoicism teaches us: to be strong, just, and courageous, to respect ourselves and others, and to maintain our inner control and outer dignity in any situation. 9. Choose forgiveness. Imagine someone disrespects you. How do you react? Do you lash out in anger or do you let it go? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers some wisdom here. Stoics believe that forgiveness is not a favor to the other person, but a gift to yourself. Forgiveness is key to inner peace and happiness. It's not easy, nor does it mean forgetting or approving what happened. It means choosing to release the negative emotions that are hurting you more than anyone else. Stoics advise forgiving all, but not indiscriminately. We should forgive wisely with compassion and justice. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. While we can't control others' behavior, we can control our response. We can choose to forgive and free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment, moving on with a sense of inner peace and tranquility. Forgiveness in Stoicism is not a weakness, but a strength, not a surrender, but a victory, not a sacrifice, but a reward. It's the ultimate act of self-care and personal growth. 10. Change your perspective. Perspective is the skill of viewing situations from a wider and more objective standpoint. It aids in preventing overreactions or personal offenses when faced with disrespect. Instead, it enables you to understand that disrespect is relatively insignificant in the grand scheme of things. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius observed, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." By adopting perspective, you can recognize that most instances of disrespect are minor and fleeting, having little impact on your true worth or happiness. You'll also see that disrespect often stems from the other person's ignorance, insecurity, or weakness, rather than reflecting on you. You have the option to disregard, forgive, or learn from it, instead of letting it unsettle you. Perspective also directs your focus towards what truly matters in life, your goals, values, and virtues. It allows you to channel your energy and time into pursuing what is meaningful and beneficial for you, rather than squandering them on resentment or revenge. This approach leads to a more fulfilling and tranquil life. So, whenever you encounter disrespect, remember to apply perspective. It will help you maintain your composure and respond wisely. Always keep in mind that Stoicism is about managing, not suppressing your emotions. By embracing these 10 principles, you can stay calm and resilient in the face of disrespect and rude behavior. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up to help reach others seeking ancient wisdom. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights on Stoic philosophy. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video for more Stoic wisdom.